It came by reverencing and setting and learning and understanding the guidelines and perimeters that God operates within. God will never show up where people do not respect Him. The Holy Ghost will not, another way to say it, the Holy Ghost will not show up where He's not wanted or respected. If you want Him, He's going to show up. If you respect Him and reverence Him, He's going to show up. So if you want the Holy Ghost, and I want the Holy Ghost, and we all do, then we've got to reverence Him. We've got to get back to reverencing the offices that God has called us to stand in. Yes. And teach people to respect ministry offices, not just necessarily human beings. Of course, you ought to respect every human being. But the office is a supernatural office that people are called to. And when we teach in people, when we respect that office ourselves, it teaches people to respect that office. Said, what if people disrespect you anyway? Well, that's okay. You just do your part. You know what I mean? And it's going to take some respecting to get this generation back.
Yes, yes, yes.
Because there's a move of the Spirit that's almost lost to this generation. There's a move of the Spirit that this generation, according to Dad Hagin, knows little to nothing about. Nothing about it. But the old timers, they used to say it this way. They called it getting lost in the Spirit. Yeah. So yielded to God. But, there's other things, that hinder us along that line. There's so many things out there that's, after our attention. I've been in the meetings, and I ain't saying where or when or whatever, but I've been in large meetings where large international ministries and ministers were there. And we're all, and I'm speaking in my session. I've got a session that I've been called to speak in. In fact, and I was sitting there, praying and meditating and seeking the Lord. And I looked up and I said, well, that fellow over there, buddy, he's really getting after it. He's studying and carrying on. And man, he's going to have to get out here and preach. And man, he's got it. He really got it. I mean, he's putting me to shame. Because he's over there, he's working, he had this iPad, and he's going and all that kind of stuff. And I thought, well, man, he must be got something showing up hot off the wire here. And then he said, oh, I lost it. Come here and show me how to get it back. And I thought, what is that? And I went over there, just passing by to get some water, because I'm nosy sometimes. You know what I mean? I wouldn't identify that to you, but I want to see what's going on. And he's playing one of them games where them little men move down on iPad. And I thought, well, my God, what are we doing? What are we doing? We got to get out. The Holy Ghost, where's He at? You know what I mean? And I'm not saying you're going to hell for playing a game. You know what I mean? But undoubtedly, it seemed to me right away, and this is just my opinion, and everybody's got one, so just disregard mine. But I thought, this gentleman is hooked on this thing. He can't put it down long enough to preach. You know what I mean? I mean, all night and day, because I think they do that. Found out they can do that stuff and play games with everybody all over the place, but anyway. Help us, Jesus. Honor, reverence, and respect the Holy Ghost. Honor, reverence, and respect the Holy Ghost.